Welcome to the bench. If you're new here, this is Bench Points. We're not here to read you box scores. We're here to tell you what actually mattered this weekend in college basketball. Because it was one of those weekends. A lot of good teams won, a few big names lost, and a whole lot of things still don't feel settled. We're going to hit the big quick takeaways from the weekend, but we're not getting bogged down in every final score. Then we've got two deep dives we have to talk about, which is Kansas and Tennessee, because both of those situations are officially worth your time. And if you're here for what's coming next, don't worry. We're previewing Iowa State, Kansas, Alabama, Mississippi State, Iowa, Purdue, and a handful of other games that are going to tell us a lot about where this season is actually headed. Before we do all that, though, let's start with the bench check. And our bench check today comes from at Anthony White dash lowercase r1q. And this is a Kansas fan. And this Kansas fan, I'm going to kind of correct it a little bit here, but it seems like the season falls back on coaching and that there's still time to fix the situation that they're in. Things for the players and for Peterson because he is injured and he's just trying to play through that. And that's all he can really say about it. So sounds like he's taking a very optimistic view of this situation.
Like, I'm happy somebody else said it besides us that it's coming back to coaching because we were on it at the beginning of the year in our preview and everything and said, hey, Bill Self, that's kind of seeming like the game is catching up and passing you by. And we got a lot of flack for it. And here we are with another team with an all-star player and that they had a blank check to go get everybody with. And this is a team you put together and it's not working well.
No, it's definitely not working well. And we're going to get to that here more in a little bit. But thanks for listening. A little bench behavior to kick off the to kick off the podcast between my voice and the spell check. But we're rocking and rolling, and we're going to move right into the recap. And we've got to go ahead and approach it now. Wisconsin taking down the big boys of Michigan. Wisconsin wins 91-88.
Michigan, I mean, it kept bringing up the fact that they looked mortal. They looked mortal a couple times early in the year. We caught some heat with the Wake Forest and TCU games. Then the Penn State game happens, which they didn't deserve to get out of that with a win. They did. Once again, Wisconsin, who was like, I mean, Greg Gard in Wisconsin, he just kind of took over. I forget exactly who the old Wisconsin coach was, the old dude, but they played a slow game and, they did the same thing.
Bo Ryan,
that is right. Yep, that's right. He and just kept Michigan in the half court. I mean, Wisconsin shredded that Michigan defense, that vaunted Michigan defense, 50% from the floor, 45 from deep, made 15 threes. I mean, and if you're going to knock off a top 5 team when you're not a good team, because Wisconsin's not good, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
You got to hit an absorbent amount of threes, and you've got to do very well taking care of the ball and not make stupid mistakes. And Wisconsin did all that. And to do it on the road is impressive. Don't want to take anything from this away from Wisconsin. They did this, but man, Michigan was just outplayed, outworked, outdone. This really says something about how good Michigan actually is. All that happens. Everything goes wrong, and they still lose by only 3, and had a very good chance to still win this game when they were playing poorly.
Something I wanted to look at, I was thinking about this earlier today. I wanted to see what points of the paint look like. Well, Michigan still dominated that 38-26.
Yeah, they shot poor from deep, and that was they kept shooting them, even though they figured out they were ice cold. They're like, we'll shoot our way out of it. And that's not how that happened.
No, but that definitely shook some things up. It does show that Michigan is truly mortal, but I expect them to bounce back. I don't see this being something that it's not the end of the world. The sky is not falling for Michigan like it is for other teams, Kentucky, but it just got worse. It sounds like tonight, based off of some news we'll probably share here later on. But yeah, huge game. It definitely shook the college basketball world.
It was fantastic.
Even if you're not a college basketball fan, you heard about it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic watch. It was a good one for the weekend. It was just kind of fun to watch everybody kind of have to backpedal their Michigan is the team that's getting bored, and that's why the games are close takes because nobody wanted to realize that this team is still. I think Arizona seems to be a more solid and complete team. I think Michigan's ceiling is higher, but Arizona seems to have it together right now.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And then we had a game that was maybe a little closer than it should be for some folks, I might say, but for Penn State at Purdue winning 93-85. And Braden freaking Smith, what a special person, what a special player. I know we just kind of rave about him. what's not to rave about?
I mean, 26-14 or whatever. And then, I mean, Oscar Clough seems to be
Well, it
coming to his
sounds like a
own.
typo.
Yeah, like Oscar Clough keeps coming to his own. That's good because TKR is taking a step back, and I'm not exactly sure why. But Clough is cleaning up and doing well. Cox keeps playing well, but I'm a little worried about some of the things I'm seeing out of Purdue. And I wish Sam was here because I'd like to get his opinion on it. But
Yeah, Sam's not here. The bench is a little light tonight,
yeah,
but he'll be back.
but it's the bench. I don't know what happened. Jacobson 2 points, 2 rebounds. Jakari Harris 2 points. Struggling. They're not. The bench has gone away, and that this game gets close. But I mean, Penn State everybody kind of thought they were dead in the water and just trying to survive to next year. And I mean, they're putting some games together right now, and it's going to be a common theme as we go through these recaps. Freddie Dillon should be a Vol. Would love
man.
Should still be a Vol. I mean, he is playing fantastic last few games. I mean, he was the offense in this game. There's no way around it. He shot 20 times, made 10 of them, made 3 of his threes, 5 assists. He was everywhere. He did everything Rhodes asked him to do and more. It kept him in this game.
Yeah, and he was funny when he left. I didn't think much of it. I was just kind of like, oh, if you don't want to be here, okay. I didn't feel heavily one way or the other, but I sure would love to see that kind of game in Orange.
Well, I mean, not to change this all the way about Tennessee, but we could definitely use an extra scorer out there, especially in the guard area. But I mean,
or just one consistent scorer.
We kind of know what Purdue is. They are a very, very, very good team, very, very good offensive efficiency, and you've got to absolutely put them away to win. That's how Iowa State did it. Purdue makes a little run, and then towards the end of the half gets close, and then Iowa State comes out and just buries them. That's the only way to beat Purdue is you've got to keep it on them. But I'm very impressed with Penn State the last handful of games. I know the results aren't there exactly, and this feels like kind of loser talk and all their moral victories. To be as dead as what most people thought they were, and to be giving the big boys of the Big Ten these kind of games over and over, and just being so close to pulling them off, it's got to give you a lot of hope as a Penn State fan for like Mike Rhodes and where this team is going.
100%. Like I kind of thought this was going to be a blowout, and I put money that it would be, but Illinois, Michigan, and Purdue all keeping it tight. Like that's a gauntlet.
And I mean, this is on the road too, as well. Like going to Mackey is very, very, very tough. And they did it and handled their business. To see what happens for the rest of the year, but they're going to Happy Valley is not a bye week anymore.
No, not at all. No, I completely agree, and I think there's one of the things that I don't think that in our agenda in what it's talking about being unlucky. Is Penn State just unlucky? But I think they're just a good team, and I think they're going to stay in this space. And see them putting a hit on UCLA coming up.
Yeah, they're going to be a team that you're going to expect to lose in all these games because they're not quite there yet. There's not enough talent on this team yet, but if they come out and they upset like one of your lower ranked teams like UCLA, if they happen to get ranked, or it wouldn't surprise me if they got Iowa or trying to think who else is ranked in the Big Ten at the moment. I mean, Michigan State, that one to me is depending on where they play them at. If it's in Happy Valley, it wouldn't shock me to see them steal a game like that, but I'm also never going to go in expecting it either because it's just not quite all the way there.
Well, they've already played Michigan State.
Oh, did they?
They lost to them 76-72, another close one.
Yeah, like I said, they are right there. Yeah, I mean, when they get Michigan again, I mean, at Nebraska is going to be tough. Their schedule doesn't do them any favors because they're going to a lot of these places, and then they've got at Michigan and at Nebraska. But, this is definitely a team I would not want to see in the Big Ten tournament because, I'm not calling a shot or anything, but this could be a team that gets hot and goes through it. Like if Mingo comes back and starts playing, this is a team that can really do something.
All right, so for our next game, it's SMU at Duke. Duke wins 82-75. Impressive performance from SMU without their best player.
Once again, BJ Edwards. I would love to welcome you back to Tennessee anytime.
Come on back.
I mean,
anytime.
People are coming halfway through the year. Just just hop,
Yeah, there you go.
hop over. Golly, I would love to have you back. But it was extremely impressive to go to Cameron and the day before find out Miller, and who knows, he might have been started getting sick, and that could have been why the Clemson game was off, kind of thing. But bounce back after that at Cameron and just handle your business, and had Duke on the ropes multiple times. Like, they really kind of kept Boozer from doing much. I mean, I know he still had 18-7, but he only took 9 shots. And I mean, he's had the 4 turnovers, really kept him out of the game as much as you could. Got like Ngomba kind of had a big game, and that's unexpected. If he's the one that beat you, like at this point, if you're playing Duke, like you've got to have some luck go your way, and you can't have Ngomba go for 17. But I don't know. I came away very impressed with Toombs and Edwards. You add Boopy Miller back to this SMU team is not anything to sneer at. I think they'll be a tournament team, and this is one of the things that bugged me with the AP poll. Like, not exactly sure why we dropped SMU out of this for. I know they lost, but for the team, some of the teams they kept in there, like Tennessee and Louisville, and how we don't let SMU have a little bit of a bye for how they did without their best player is kind of crazy to me. But there was a lot to love here if you are an SMU fan. Your bench just got a little bit deeper because you played without one of your players, so you've got seven guys that can go at it. BJ Edwards looks like he can absolutely take over the point and let Booby Miller not have to run the point the whole time. This is going to be fantastic. But they're, once again, man, that guard play, like from a point guard perspective, I know Evans had a good game and he was shooting the ball well. Caleb Foster was next to useless. Caden Boozer was 4 assists and 3 turnovers. Like, they're really struggling at that point guard position and getting the ball. And that's part of the reason why you see Boozer have a game like he did, because, I mean, he can't also bring the ball up the floor, then get the offensive and then get hit the ball again. He's just not got that kind of game to him. And I mean, if Dame Sarr is going to be off and Caleb Foster is going to be, I don't know where he was in this game, but it was not in Cameron Indoor. Darren Harris has been a disappointment in his 2 years, and like Caden Boozer played okay, but from a point guard perspective, it's just there's an easy reason for this Duke team to not be considered in your Final Four championship contender kind of group, because there's a glaring weakness but nobody has been able to take full advantage of it. So it may not be as big a weakness as I'm thinking, but future looking at, I am worried for Duke, and what's very easily could be upset if they don't get something figured out there.
No,
if SMU wasn't as sloppy as they were, like, that was the only down part to their guard play. Their 2 guards combined for 12 of their 21 turnovers.
Right.
I mean, Duke, like, those are 12 steals. I mean, Duke's got a pretty good defense, but that's too many live ball turnovers to be given a team that's struggling to run their offense in the half court.
Yeah. No, I think one of the things, do you think that, like, March rolls around, who do you think will be that point guard presence? I mean, who do you think is going to kind of take the reins and really own that? Because somebody's got to. They really do. They're not going to leave it abandoned. Somebody's got to step up, or they're not going to get where they want to go.
Honestly, I think it's going to be matchup dependent. If they're playing somebody who they need a little more defense out of, I think you'll see Foster. If they need a little more help on the offense, like they played a good defense, I think you're going to see Boozer. And I don't think it's going to be run. Shire's going to run it with this hot hand approach that he's running right now. Who knows how well that'll work.
Right. Well, and Caleb Foster still, I mean, it's not like he's...
he's shown flashes of it. Like, last year and this year, like, he's shown absolute flashes of it. Like, that Louisville game, he just it took off in the second half, and then just go over in this game is, I don't know.
That's got to be frustrating for Shire and company as well. Then, so for our next game, we've got Houston at Baylor. Houston wins 77-55. Fleming's, again, just a stud and a true point guard.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one, he didn't score that much. It was 10 points, but it was the 7 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, he was leading that offense everywhere.
He's the gas. He's the gas for that team.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, I kind of expected more out of Baylor, but Also thought this might have been an opportunity to Houston to flex. I know we talked about them being the worst top 10 team. I think they are starting to put it together a little bit as Sampson puts the ball more in Fleming's hands and less out of like Guzan and Sharp and letting him run the offense. This team's going to get better and better offensively. Harwell showed up, had a good game, but
That's true.
defense that just suffocated them. And Cameron Carr,
Another one.
you on Tennessee, this would have been great. You know, he could have stayed. So your spot was there. You were getting minutes, and you just left halfway through last year. I'd love to have you back. I'll take all that back as soon as you come back.
100%.
But
Complete reverse.
the only guy that showed up for Baylor offensively, but I mean that's part of Houston. I mean that's their DNA. Samson's DNA. He's going to take everything from you, and you've got to be fantastic to score. And Cameron Carr had a great game. Did a lot of his work from the free throw line because he was aggressive. I mean, Yesufu struggled. He had the 7 turnovers. It was nice to see Houston have some bench presence there, but I mean, I don't know where Uzon's been most this year. It's not been great offensively, but he's still out there producing defensively. So if he wakes up, this Houston team is going to be a problem. They're going to look like that top 4 team or whatever they were at the beginning of the year because Sinek seems to be waking up. His jump shots going. He put up another double-digit point total here. But when you give Sampson a true point guard like Fleming's, it's going to be painful because he suffocating on defense and can hit the big shots. I'm scared of what this Houston team is going to be doing.
I have to get my lockdown defense fix through Houston this year since Tennessee is not in that conversation this year. But also Tugler. I mean, he had 12 and 11.
Yeah, this is the best offensive game I've seen from him in a long time.
I agree because I feel like he had a little bit of some chatter about him earlier in the season. But yeah, Cameron Carr, you're welcome back anytime. I have said some things about you, and we just mentioned you and some things, but that will all go away if you come back.
I'll be forgiven.
I'll be forgiven for 100%.
Halfway through last year, leave Baylor halfway and show up on Tennessee's campus again. It'd be great.
We love it. We love it. Then we had Texas at Alabama. Texas wins 92-88. Is Alabama broken? I mean, what is happening to this team?
They can't play defense, and they don't rebound. They're a little bit beat up, but at the same time, I mean, this is a Texas team that just got rocked by Tennessee. And it was all Gillespie that did it. So, you would think Philon, I would consider a better scorer than Gillespie, but he couldn't get open. Holloway was off. I mean, it is just, I don't know. I think this Alabama team is busted up right now. I mean, part of it was Texas played a hot shooting game, but it wasn't like they shot 80% from everywhere. I mean, they shot in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Made their free throws, and it didn't turn the ball over. It's just Alabama. I don't know what's happening. I think they're a little bit broken right now because Marcus Sears must have been carrying a big load for this team because, from a leadership perspective and defensively, because they can't stop anybody right now. I mean, 2 points to a Texas team that Tennessee was all over and played pretty good defense again. This is a Texas team I think hasn't been a prolific offense by any stretch. I mean, they scored 60 against Duke, 69 against Virginia, 71 against Tennessee. Decent defenses are holding them way down. So I don't know. Nate Oates has got to go back to the lab here because this is could get ugly and could get ugly quick because the SEC is a little stronger than what we've been led to believe all this year. They are from a KenPom rating. They're I think number 2 right behind the Big 12 or no number 3. The ACC is second, which is shocking, and the Big 12 or Big 10 was 4th. So the bottom, the top, is nowhere near as good as the Big 10's top or the Big 12's top, but it's a very compact league, and so this could get ugly quick for Alabama in terms of SEC standings because I think they lost to Vandy. Only time to see them, they just lost to Texas. Auburn woke up against Arkansas, and so I mean it can get ugly quick. But I mean, Nate Oates could turn this around in the way they shoot. They can if they start shooting well again because I mean they're getting outshot most games right now, and because Holloway can't play it, and then Reitzel I think was out this game. He's out again most likely. they can't get all the way healthy, and now is not the time to be struggling to be healthy.
I really think there's a big lack of leadership on this team. I
Yeah.
kind of sensed it when we saw them earlier in the year. Not that they're a dysfunctional team. I'm not saying there's a total dysfunction going on, but there's somebody that can really get the focus of the team, get it back on track, and just be that vocal presence, or even just being that physical presence on the court that can be demanding of when something needs to happen, or to tell Nados what the team's thinking. I mean, what the team would like to see more of. Just things like that. I just don't feel like that's there. And I really thought Phylon would end up becoming that guy. I just don't think he's quite there yet. I don't know if that's in his repertoire quite yet.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like that's what I was saying. Like those Sears must have been carrying a big load there because there
Mm-hmm.
there's not much. Like there's not that guy that's going to rally and like say, all right, we're putting our foot in the dirt and we're not giving any more here. It's kind of like and I think Kentucky's kind of the same way. This is a very front running team. When it's going well,
Yeah.
they're do absolutely put it to you, but they're not going to fight back too much. There's not that much fight in them, especially after that Vanderbilt loss. That I think that took a lot of wind out of their sails. They come back home and put up this stinker. Like I don't know. I'd be very worried if I'm an Alabama fan.
Real quick, I know we're kind of getting long-winded on this quick hit, but do you think that Sean Miller has so far underperformed and is not meeting expectations? Or because I've listened to a few other podcasts and a few other interviews, and there's been people that are like, they kind of thought Texas would have a little bit more fire. But I've never been a huge Sean Miller guy anyway. But
I always have a hard time saying somebody's underperformed in their first year at a school because especially now, like you don't know if he got his team there, if he just gathered like picked up pieces. Um, but I will say if I was like had to pick, it would be underperforming because like if you look at their record isn't like terrible, but they've
Mhm.
got before this they had one win against a power opponent that included losses to Tennessee, Mississippi State, UConn, Virginia, and then Arizona State and Duke. Like their one win was in Maui against NC State. I believe that was in Maui. But
Well, that's right.
so I would lean towards the underperforming, but I mean, there's a lot of room to turn that around. But like I said, like first year, I'm not going to grade somebody because I want you to at least have a full like recruiting cycle to get yourself figured out. Texas, I mean, he should have the money to do it, but Texas has never been something that throws their full support behind basketball anyway. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his, so I think I kind of have
Yeah.
a low opinion of what he will do, but uh, see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with everything you just said. Now, this is a shocking game. 15 to Arkansas at Auburn. Auburn winning 95-73. Auburn, yeah, Auburn came out angry. I mean, they never really let up. They were on a mission for that game.
I mean, that's really what it showed to me. They were just extra motivated after that Texas A&M. But whether you believe it was the right or wrong call, that was probably the closest I've ever seen to any sort of buzzer beater type thing. If it was in his hand or not, I still don't know. But it seems like Auburn thought they should have won and came out angry and hit the gas from the beginning. I mean, Pettiford back in the starting lineup, but he was awful. It's Keyshawn Hall and Keyshawn Murphy's like that's who's running this thing. Um,
Mhm.
and look, Saul, this is the last thing I'll say in this game. I said it before. I said it before the season. Why I didn't like them. The returning players were getting way too much credit for what they did in a couple of games. No help for Acuff. I mean, Acuff and Thomas, fantastic players. Zero help. And also, at the 20 assists that Auburn had to the 9 Arkansas had says a lot about how that game was played. And that's
Yeah.
a typical foul kind of stat line where he tries to do ISO ball and run these open sets and trust his players because he can't coach, um, can't design an offense, and Auburn took full advantage of it.
Yes. No, I agree. Yeah, hell of a game by Keyshawn Hall. But that had to have been a career high for him.
I mean, I feel like it is, but I feel like every other
Yeah.
week he's putting up 30 plus. So
Yeah, he's
uh,
kind of their
um,
he's the engine
I
for
mean,
them.
yeah, Elijah Freeman kind of broke out that game, and that was fun to see.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought that was kind of fun to see. But I, Stephen Pearl needed this win.
Yeah,
This
so
team
bad.
needed to win. Good for them. Good for them that they got it. Because there's definitely been a struggle there. So we'll see what kind of momentum that carries on for the rest of the season. So for our next game, In our recap, we've got Illinois at Iowa. Illinois wins 75-69.
2 quick points on this. One, Wagler needs a lot more love. That guy is a fantastic freshman. I'm not
So much
sure
more love.
how everybody missed him and had him ranked as low as he is, because that guy is carrying this Illinois team. And Stojakovic, how do you grow up in the household with Peja and end up with the game you have? Because, I mean, you're great, but it's completely opposite of the way your dad played. I mean, your dad was just a knockdown shooter,
No, yeah.
and you are full forward to the bucket. It's fun to watch. You're a fantastic player, but it's just funny to look at his dad and how his dad played, especially in the NBA, and then see what you do on the floor.
Yeah, no, it is kind of funny, just completely different games, but I do love some Stojakovic. His dad, and his dad is a stud, obviously, but he's so much fun to watch play. And you're right, it's like with reckless abandon and getting to the hoop. He puts his body on the line, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I know Coach Underwood loves that, so he has to be really enjoying coaching him. All right, and then Kentucky gets a win. What? Kentucky wins over Mississippi State?
Well, I don't know if Kentucky woke up there towards the second half there, but they figured out if you pass the ball, you can get a better shot.
Mm-hmm.
Did that a lot,
Yeah,
and then turn what was a relatively close game to almost a 30-point win at the drop of a hat. And Mississippi State, they don't have it. Hubbard is great, but after that, there's not much left on that team. And
no.
I mean, Chris James, great coach. He's got them playing decent defense, and he's doing a lot with the little that he has. But it's, from what I understand, it's very hard to recruit to Starkville. I don't know that it's going to get too much better for him.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, I imagine their resources are limited, and yeah, that's not. It is a college town, but there's not a whole lot going on. But definitely a good coach for leading the way. We'll see what's Mississippi State. Let's see what's going on for the rest of the year with them. So here's what we have learned over the weekend. There tends to be like this trend where like the top half of the teams struggling to put teams away, as Sam has coined as playing with teams are playing with their food, which I think is a perfect way to describe of what's happening. Is it just conference play, or is it something? Is there more to it? I mean, Arizona, UConn, BYU, Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's seems to be an epidemic, especially with those top teams. I mean, you could even add Duke into there. Didn't take advantage of the situation they were given. Like it's, I don't know. Like it feels like it could just be like maybe conference play is different than what non-conference play is, but these top tier teams are not taking care of business when they should. I mean, when especially like Michigan, should have been out in there too.
Oh, good point.
Like
Yes.
Penn State and I think Wisconsin, you were nearly a 20-point favorite, and you're beat and should have been beat. That's UConn playing close game with Providence, and then like they beat DePaul. And it was never in question, but the scoreboard doesn't. I think it was like a 12-point win. Arizona was up 20 plus, and that one came down and ended up being a 13-point game. Texas Tech had a 27-point lead and ends up winning by 2. Like this is starting to be an epidemic. Maybe something to pay attention to, especially if you're of the gambling persuasion. It could be
Yeah.
something to look for with those big spreads in conference play.
Yeah, that bit me this weekend. I'm going to confess that I got bit pretty hard. For thinking there's going to be some larger margins of victory. Speaking of big victors, we've got Nebraska basketball or Nebraska ball. Is that the new phrase? I think
I like it. I like it. Put that on a shirt.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, and they're real, and they might.
Yeah.
Hey, they are legitimate contenders for a Big Ten title. Like it's very possible.
Oh, I wrote them off. In this game, I thought Indiana had them. I was like, well,
Yep.
here we go. Nebraska has been playing those tight games over and over. They're finally going to come back to bite them. And then I guess Indiana was a little bit hungover and out of gas from the championship or the semifinal football game, or I don't know, maybe they'll sacrifice the basketball team and the rest of the teams in the state of Indiana to get to where they're at. I don't know, but that was a heck of a comeback. I'm starting to be a real believer in this Nebraska team. Their defense as well. They play good offense. They are like Hoiberg is a great coach. They're a very balanced team. That's a big win on the road, especially after that comeback.
Yes, for sure. And again, pains me to say it, it doesn't roll off the tongue, as they say in the broadcasting world that we're doing right now. But is Vandy is a Final Four caliber team. I mean, they just are. And Tyler Tanner's a freaking stud.
Yeah, I mean, they very easy for this to be a letdown game, this LSU game after that Bama game, with all the hype in the world. And they came through, won by double digits, and played pretty rough. They didn't shoot the ball well, especially Tanner. But to me, you cannot argue that they are not a Final Four caliber team. They're great defense. Offense is fantastic. Uh, Amazing coach, great point guard, shoot the ball, rebound the ball, defend it. Nothing they don't do. I don't think there's anything special they do, but everything is done so well. It's just like what happened at James Madison before Signetti and Byington left and went to the bigger things. Nothing special they're doing, but everything is so well coached and done so well that it is very, very hard to beat this team.
Oh yeah. And this is another topic for another podcast, for another episode rather, but the analytics, have they this is one of the more, I don't know that I remember a team that they've nailed in terms of metrics like this Vandy team. Like like in my recent memory, I don't remember just this much hype behind the numbers to really see it come to life like it has, which is pretty wild.
Well,
Some people are.
Good. You got to have a rare combo where their schedule was not great, but the metrics were doing the things. So like everybody was like, well, yeah, they're doing it against crap competition, but what happens when you see the big boys? And then it's like, oh, they still do well.
Yep. Still doing their thing. It is quite impressive. So there's a lot to be excited about for Vanderbilt basketball. Listen, here's some teams we need to start paying more attention to, I think. Miami, NC State.
They're 14. Yeah, Miami's 14-3. I think they're undefeated in the ACC. You know what? Props to Sam. He called this. He said Jai Lucas is going to do well. I didn't have a lot of faith in that. And I mean, Miami also lost. No, never mind. Different team. They got hurt, but they're doing really well. They're doing better than expected, especially for me. And maybe NC State woke up. I mean, they absolutely put it to Georgia Tech or whoever they played. Forest, that's who they played. They gave it to them. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I still think this is about the time where the Will Wade teams like really start ramping up. I think this is kind of par the course for him.
Yep.
Do we need to continue paying attention to St. John's?
I don't know. The Big East
so confusing.
I don't know. But, I mean, teams that I'm starting to look at real deep right now because I've got eyes on the tournament. George Mason, I was big on them early in the year when we were previewing the A10. They've got that on a stranglehold right.
I remember that.
This is going to hurt your feelings, but Murray State has got a two-game lead or a game and a half lead on the MVC right now. They think they're 7-0. That's a fantastic team to watch right now. And then this one isn't as sneaky anymore because they got ranked, but Utah State is fantastic. This team is at the top, towards the top end of offensive defensive metrics. They're very, very good. They're an older team, but they've got some freshmen that play really well. And I don't know what it is in the water over there, like Utah State, but they just keep racking out these good teams over and over. And this might be the best one they have had in the last 10 years.
It sure seems that way. And those are all great calls. And listen, we want to hear from those fans too. Like we want to hear from them. You all need to get more attention, and maybe not Murray State, but I can't help it. Let's go pee. But
let's doing really well too.
I was about to say
they're what, the Big South or Southern Conference? Where are they at now?
The ASUN.
ASUN, that's right. I think they're winning that pretty handily at the moment.
Yes. I still can't get used to them being in the conference. I still think of them as OVC. It's so hard to get used to, but I think good adjustments for the program for sure. All right, so we've got a couple of deep dives to get into, and the first one is Kansas at West Virginia. West Virginia getting the dub, 86-75. I think the question that's got to be asked is Peterson bad for Kansas, which is insane considering the talent that he is.
Okay, so I don't know if there's any. I didn't originate this theory, and I don't know if there's any proof to it. But like, I feel like sometimes you get a guy that is so good on a team that everybody else on his team likes to sit and watch, and so when he's not in the game, everybody else is a little more into it and looking to make moves instead of like, oh, I can't do anything here, Peterson. And then it becomes a solo show. I think that's because he's a great player. That's fantastic. Whether you believe he's fully sold into Kansas or not, different story. But he's a fantastic player. Kansas is not a good team. They really, honestly, should be, 0-3 in the Big 12 right now. Lost to UCF, should have lost to TCU, now lost to West Virginia. this, I don't know. West Virginia might have been a little bit overlooked for the Big 12. They're a very balanced team, but the inside presence, I think people were expecting so much more out of Tiller and Bedinga, and they're just not doing anything offensively. I mean, Bedinga is got this blocks are doing well, but I mean, once again, if you can't oop him the ball within a foot from the goal or give him a one step dunk, he doesn't know what to do offensively, which
Totally
is weird
agree.
because he couldn't get a free throw stroke. So I know he was late to basketball, but this is part of the reason we said at the beginning the game might be passing itself by. It's like he's not as good of a teacher anymore. He's not developing that talent. People aren't going there and getting better. They're going there and staying even or getting worse.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think Peterson, the doubt that I feel like if there's any kind of doubt that this player's not giving 100% every night, then I feel like that really impacts the game too. That impacts the team.
Yeah.
That gets the morale.
Well, I mean, I don't know how he couldn't if I was on his team in that play where he's asking to come out, whether he's injured or not. But in the middle of the play, he's asking to come out and basically he was walking himself off the court during the middle. Like that's going to be playing in the side of your mind, whether you want it to or not. And I mean, and I'm not saying he wasn't hurt and he wasn't feeling it and all that. I'm just saying, like, you've seen a lot of guys out there that will limp and hold the ball and just kind of wait or finish a play out before they can get done. I mean, it goes back to like Kobe tearing his Achilles, hitting the free throws, and then walking off. Like, those are the kind of guys. Like, that's the kind of plays you see, not and you respect, and then that makes you fight for that guy a little bit more when you see this end of it. And it sucks that social media is a thing too, because I mean it's getting it got blasted everywhere, so there's no way anybody can miss it.
That's right. That's right. And West Virginia is not too shabby.
No, they're doing very well.
Mhm.
I don't think they have no expectations coming into the year, or everybody expected bad expectations. But this was the first time they've really shown up, because you look at the loss to Wake Forest and
Right.
Ohio State, and those were closer games than Iowa State. Just that, let's just ignore that game happened. But the 2-point win with Cincinnati, then you come back and win Kansas on both those games at home. They got Houston next at Houston, but they could be I mean, they're 2-1 in the Big 12, and they could stay right there, right in the middle of the Big 12, and maybe that gets them into the tournament. Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. I mean, their non-conference didn't do anything special for them, so
Right.
they're gonna have to do some work in the Big 12 to see the big dance.
Yeah, they got some balance to them. So let's see. They'll be one to kind of keep an eye on, see how what happens with them. But we've got to talk about it. This sucks. Tennessee at Florida. Florida wins handedly, 91-67. Just a bad basketball team is the product that we're seeing on the floor.
Yeah,
8 turnovers to 10. Out rebounded by 11, doubled up on the O boards. What are we doing?
I mean, Bishop Boswell had 6 turnovers by himself.
Sure did.
And 2 assists. So, I mean, Felix Apara is next to useless. And all our big guys, they just got dominated. Chinulu got whatever he wanted, whatever. I mean, 16 boards by himself is crazy. And I mean, this offense is Jacoby Gillespie and that's it. I mean, this is Immense best game, but he couldn't stay on the floor. Like, Gillespie was inefficient. So that makes this whole team absolutely terrible. I mean, Carey played okay, but I mean, he's such a hole on defense, especially against this Florida team. I mean, Hoff was bad. He was not a great game. I mean, he scores 13, 8 of them from the free throw line, and made 1 3. But so we took the best player off Florida's out of the game, and then all of a sudden Boogie Flan wakes up and just murders Tennessee. Just went on. I think he went on like an 8-0 run himself at one point, stealing the ball 3, steal the ball, layup, steal the ball 3. So like, that's maddening. But this is something I kind of want to talk about. Do we think Rick Barnes' style and how he practices and stuff is hurting the offensive talent that comes in? Because like we've mentioned, there's a part of why I mentioned to everybody that like BJ Edwards was playing great at Duke, was very offensive. Cameron Carr, Freddie Dion. Like, go back a little bit, you got Brendan Hundley Hatfield, who would like his mom and whatever. But you've had all the transfer players that are like DJ Burns.
DJ
all
Burns,
these guys
that's what I was trying to think of.
Started at Tennessee and end up being, they're maybe not the best defensive player in the world, but they're fantastic offensively. Like, it is something Barnes doing, driving away offensive talent and keeping and holding Tennessee back, because I kind of think it is, because you start looking around and you see all these guys that he recruited, got them in the door, and then they're like, I don't want, it wasn't for them. I don't know if it's like the Tom Thibodeau effect kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
or what, like what's going on. But it's at this point, I think it's, in my opinion, it's causing issues and holding Tennessee back because we can't get the offensive talent to stay.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that you know that is most frustrating for me. I love Coach Barnes. I love what he's brought to the table, and I know he's a really good man. But what I don't understand is that this has been a consistent problem forever, like forever. I mean, we've had obviously some bright spots, but a lot of that had to do with just some special players that maybe that were not NBA talent, but they were solid basketball players, and he got the most out of them. But defensively, you can only do so much at the way that the game is today. Coach Barnes has adapted to the NIL relatively well, and then why not adapt the game? Well, why not adapt your strategy? Like, is it fear? I don't know the mindset of that. I know it's something that you've always done, and that's what he's best at. I mean, defense is what he's known for. But at some point, your legacy is going to be tarnished. This is going to be a black eye on it if you don't do something about it, and it's already there. I don't know why you can't erase it. You can't erase history. But you can make the future better, and that's bringing in either an offensive guru or loosen the reins a little bit.
Well, I mean, I like kind of the opposite of stuff. Like I see guys get there and they improve, but
Hmm.
those are guys like Dwayne Brown or Amari Evans and like Carey, but guys like that are more an offensive player versus defense, like Amari Abram.
Hmm.
Like I was when we were talking about it in the preseason, I wasn't sold on him. I didn't think he fit that well. He's struggling to get minutes, and he's not doing anything in those minutes. I mean, Bishop Boswell, who's our leader in 3-point percentage, almost seems scared to take shots because like he's so defensive in his head. It's kind of like Meshack, because like we've seen Meshack show
Hmm.
up in the NBA, and all of a sudden he's got an offensive game. Where was this at Tennessee? It looks like it was kind of chased from him a little bit, or like I don't know, like because you're so worried about defense, and that's how you get on the floor, and that's how you stay on the floor, and all of that. Like the offensive game hurts. I don't know. I've seen regression out of Okpara this year. Trella has been up and down.
I mean,
I
Estrella
love,
was completely gone.
yeah. It just I think whatever he's doing. He's like, and I will never. I can't love a coach more than what I've loved him, because he saved this Tennessee program, brought us to relevance, and got us to where we need to go. But I'm starting to feel what Texas fans felt with him, and it's like, okay, you've raised the expectations. Let's go, and it's not happening. We haven't fallen off yet, but this this is this is not a great year, um, and I'm worried about where this year lands. At this point,
Right.
where I shouldn't be with the talent that he brought in with Gillespie and Ament. We shouldn't struggle offensively, and we are.
I do think this is another team that is in desperate need of a true leader, and I think Gillespie is the closest to doing that.
But it is
But
so hard to come in 1 year and decide to lead the program. Like
correct.
that is incredibly hard to do. Like because that was like Connect didn't have to do that. Lanier didn't have to do that because you had Zakai, and so like that kind of helped that thing. You also Zakai, Meshack, and Vescovi. Like you had those guys there. The returners we had are younger guys, and so it is a little bit of lack of leadership, because it's
Hmm.
because like Boswell Gillespie is a great player and in his own right, and he's fantastic, and he's doing everything Tennessee's asking of him. But like it's hard to be the leader of a program when you're there for 8 months.
Well, and I think what for me that one of the biggest things that takes me in that direction is that he like grew up a Tennessee fan. Like he cares about
Oh
our
yeah,
program, at least I hope. You know what I'm saying? He plays that way.
yeah.
But yeah, just a really disappointing performance. It's not even the fact that we lost; it's the fact that we got absolutely just ran out of there.
They were faster to the ball. They were on the floor more than we were. They were stronger than we were. And those are things you don't normally see with Rick Barnes teams.
Hmm. That's right. That's right. I feel like there's something else about that game that like we talked about Boogie, but yeah, big game for him.
Do we think Florida's waking up? Because Xavier played pretty well. The guy with the crazy last name off the bench shot the ball really well. Then Boogie obviously had a fantastic game. Is this the
Yeah.
guard play is waking up that makes Florida back to the top three that they is relatively where they were predicted to be? Or was this just a flash in the pan? And once again, Tennessee is unlucky and tries to kill me on a daily basis.
Well, I think this is the start of an awakening. I mean, and I think if I don't see Boogie regressing, I think he needed to kind of knock off some dust and maybe just getting used to being in this program and finding his place. And I just don't see him back down. I think he's going to come out with a lot of swagger. So if he's electric, I mean, there's plenty of supporting cast around this team. And Xavier Lee is just, to me, he reminds me of like a little kid. Like he's just kind of everywhere. He's kind of a spaz, but I still like to watch him play. He's fun. But yeah, I think this is definitely a potential way to. And I really like Todd Golden when Chandler came out of the game. He was like trying to get the crowd hyped up. It's like, no, this kid had the game of his season. I love that. I thought that was an awesome moment. I'm not a big Todd.
Yeah, I mean, he's very much a player's coach too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fantastic X's and O's wise and knows how to get the best out of his players. And I think everywhere he's gone, his players have loved him, and that that was very visible reason you could see why.
For sure. I really like that. Was pretty cool. Well, I think that's enough for the deep dive. Especially talking about the Tennessee game. I want to put that behind me. We got to move on from that. But so for our preview for what's upcoming, there's a few games we want to get some exciting play. We've got a list here. We have Iowa State at Kansas.
Yeah.
Does Kansas have anything left in the tank? I mean, they got to come out with something.
And I don't know if the Iowa State is the team you want to be trying to figure that out. I mean, the Fog Island is dangerous. The line is sitting at 3.5. Personally, I'm going to be back in that 3. I'm going to take that 3.5. I'm going to jump on it quick before it moves because you never know with Peterson, and there's he could be side he's out or like that back or leg or whatever could be acting up, and then he's not playing. Joshua Jefferson is a monster. At Lipsy and Momcilovic or whatever. That this Iowa State team is loaded. There's a reason they're 16-0. They kind of been playing with their food a little bit, but they still end up winning by double digits most of these games. I mean, Tuesday night, this is probably the best game of the night. It's probably the primetime game. But yeah, I'm excited to take Iowa State here.
Yeah, I needed something to redeem myself from the last weekend and to make some of my money back. So I may have to play that one. And then we've got Alabama at Mississippi State.
Yeah, let's see how broken Alabama is. Because Mississippi State at home is much better because you sleep in your own bed, you see your own girlfriend like in person, and you don't have to deal with like FaceTime and all that and curfews in hotels. You could eat your own food, maybe even mama's cooking. Like you play better. Mm-hmm. Alabama's on the road. Starkville's not a fun place to travel to just because it's hard to get to. They're coming off 2 back-to-back kind of demoralizing losses. They're favored at 6.5. I'm not touching it one way or the other personally, but I don't have a lot of faith in Mississippi State. But at home with Hubbard, if anyone else wakes up in the way Alabama doesn't play defense right now, I think this is it's a dangerous game. It could be a very, very much a trap game, but also it could be a get right game with Alabama because Mississippi State is not very good, and this is a team you would want to have your get right game against.
Yeah, no, I totally agree on that one. Definitely not touching it. Iowa at Purdue. Iowa just not great. Not a lot of faith in them at all.
Yeah, it's Sturts and then what? And
Corn.
Yeah, like Cox is starting to take that role of a shutdown defender for Purdue. So like, I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's going to be physical with Sturts. This is in Mackey. I don't really have a lot of faith in Iowa. I was way down on Iowa. I think Purdue is going to get whatever they want, how they want, when they want it. It's just how long are they interested in doing that? And Shirley Painter has got into him a little bit about it over the last couple of games. So I think we might see a little bit of the starters playing a little extra minutes when they don't really need to, just to kind of drive that point home. But and I'm curious. Wish could ask this question of Sam, but do we think the drive to get Smith the assist record gets in the way of some of these winning by enough points? Because I mean, you get up 15-20, you kind of relax and you start trying to force that to happen a little bit. And while you're forcing something to happen, the team sneaks in a little bit.
Sure.
And then you've got to settle yourself back down. Curious if we think any of that's going on, because I mean, Braden Smith's a fantastic player, and if anybody was going to take Hurley's record, it should be him. Mm-hmm. But maybe there's a little bit of extra drive to get there. I don't know.
I don't think if Purdue wasn't as good as they are, and they've got an natty on their mind, and they want that. And of course, just like any team, but this is, I mean, they really I feel like this is I want to say their year, but they believe that it is. So they believe that this is their year. And I think that's something that hopefully will trump that any kind of distractions like the record like that. But I do think they would love to see him, break it and all that. And they'll get in trash time and things like that. But they also got to make sure he stays healthy. Like that's massively important.
Yeah, Payne learned that the hard way with Isaac Haas.
Yes, yes, great call out, great point on that. And there's not a line for that game yet, I don't believe, right?
I know it's on a Wednesday, so it's not out yet.
Yeah. Then we've got Virginia at Louisville.
This
I'm
game lost a
interested.
lot of steam. Well, Brown has been called out already, so
Yeah,
they'll be without Brown. The Boston College game, I missed it. Didn't see that
I did too.
Conwell was out, so that kind of explains that score a little bit more. That they were missing Brown and Conwell.
Mm-hmm.
He's not been called out yet, but unfortunately with college, there's not a lot of injury reporting yet. It's like undisclosed injury, no clue what's going on. Could have been sick, could have been just rolled an ankle in warm ups, something like I don't know. But if both those guys are out, the way Virginia's playing defense and the way they can score, if they choose to, this could be bad for Louisville. I mean, it's kind of fun because you got to kind of get the McNeely revenge game kind of factor in, but he's not a guy you want to pin your offense on. He's a great supporting cast character, but he's not somebody that because the Virginia will be able to game plan him out real quick if Brown and Conwell both don't play. If Conwell plays, then this opens up a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
Louisville might be looking at the season of what could have been if Brown
Um,
stays in and Conwell is in and out. This very well could be like we were good when we were all out there, but when we're not all out there, and it kind of hurts for Kelsey. But
yeah, the season of what could be. I think that is so true. And this game's going to be at the Yum Center, which is not an easy place to play. But also, I want to get eyes on Virginia. I know there's some folks that are super high on them, but I know collectively we're not really sure where to stand on them, and not really super duper impressed. But I want to give them a little bit more time and watch them a little bit further. They just going to score
and
though. I mean, there's an offensive problem there.
yeah, I believe London Johnson played in their last game, but he was a G League guy that signed and started playing. I think he started playing mid-year or is supposed to for Louisville. So I think that Najee guy for Baylor kind of took a lot of the heat off him because
Yeah,
he didn't play. He didn't play against Boston College. So maybe this will be his debut at home. We'll see. But Najee at Baylor kind of took a lot of heat from London Johnson not playing yet.
yeah, for sure. And then we kind of wrap up our preview here with UConn at Seton Hall.
Look, we talked about it when what we learned this weekend. UConn has been toying with their food and not putting teams away, and the Seton Hall team is one of the teams you need to get to know.
Yep.
They just ranked, and that was a week or two behind what it should have been.
Amen.
We saw what Holloway did with crap talent at Peacock, St. Peter's.
That's it.
He is a fantastic defensive coach, and that's where this team is succeeding. They're a top 10 in defense in KenPom. If the offense wakes up at all, this team is super, super dangerous. They stumbled against USC and Villanova, but man, and both those are because the game got a little bit out of hand for them. But I would be terrified to go against this team, especially with the issues that UConn is having. Solo ball has just not been there this year. Reed is not offensively. It's Mullins and Demery that are running through that team, and they've got no bench. So if things go a little haywire on them, I don't know. Mine's at 5.5. It's not one I'm going to play either way
Yeah.
because that's terrifying to me because of what Seton Hall defense can do. But it's also could be a good time for UConn and Hurley to absolutely flex a little bit of muscle and show everybody they still got it. But I'm not sure that I'm not saying they're not like a top tier team in Final Four championship. I'm saying they don't have that muscle they can flex and show 20, 30 point wins against teams and really separate themselves. I think they are going to be winning a lot of close games because they've got talent and they've got a great coach. But this one screams to me very, very close game.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting game. And that's going to be on, I think, True TV. Did I see that right? I think I just came across that. I wanted to
That's right.
I try to call those out when I see it, if they're going to be on TV. Yeah, True TV. It'll be definitely exciting to see what Seton Hall can do with this, with UConn. And, the first half is usually a pretty vulnerable spot. So maybe they'll get a jump on them early.
There's some good late games here. I don't think we're necessarily going to dive into them too much, but Michigan at Wisconsin or Washington, seeing how Michigan responds to their first loss, going on the road out west, all the travel, that doesn't seem fun. And we'll see what Dusty May has in store, especially against a Washington team that has a lot of talent, but they can't get them all on the floor at the same time. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Same with Duke in California. Duke going out west and guard issues that they have. California is doing a little bit better than expected, but I don't see that one being as close because where California's weak, Duke is really great. But that's beside the point. And then Nevada and Utah State is a fun one. It'll be a fun one to watch. It should be on TV. MJ Collins is the guy to watch out for. That guy is a stud on Utah State. Nevada plays zero defense, so he should absolutely take off. I don't think it'll be necessarily a close game because this one's at Utah State. I think we see Utah State flex a little bit and show off for their first time playing with their little number beside their name.
That's right. And it's well deserved. And what else is well deserved is for the Teddy V Worst Whistle Award. At least it's for is that the Amy Bonner? Is that the name?
I can't believe we missed this last time. Holy crap! Have you seen that call on the free throw line that cost Rutgers the game?
Yes.
What were you doing, girl?
I don't know. That's
embarrassingly bad. That's like junior pro level refereeing.
Yes.
And everybody in the stadium was confused. The coaches were confused on both sides. I mean, props to Dana Altman for getting it right and getting it and got the win, even though it shouldn't have been anywhere near that. Or no, they didn't get. They ended up losing, but it went to overtime. This is that's embarrassingly bad, and that there's no room for that in power conference play because that's just somebody that seems to most of her time has been spent with the lower division, like the mid-major stuff. It's showing it's probably where she belongs because not understanding the talent level difference between those places. Is that's bad. That was horrendous, terrible, and it's still not as bad as with California and that terrible call that cost
still not worse than that
in the game, but this is real close to it. It's a real close second.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also
I still don't know what she called. I don't know what she saw.
I don't either. I don't either. I wish they could interview an official after the game, like the media.
Yeah. Or defend this call.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
It would be. Now, did you say I added this bench behavior?
Yeah.
Okay. So for our bench behavior for this week, we have Paul Davis, former Spartan, actually in a full during the Michigan State USC game, got asked to leave. And I sent in our group text that Izzo got the belt out. You could tell it was like, well, Daddy's mad. And he gave him that look that it scared me. I started tightening up a little bit.
To pull Izzo out of a game to deal with a crowd feels like you're already in a lot of trouble. Even if it was innocuous and you didn't do something wrong, you were going to catch all the hell anyway because you made him stop doing what he's doing. But then to I don't know exactly what he said, but apparently it was egregious. And Izzo agreed with what the ref was saying and it was and then Davis had to have a press conference and apologize. I couldn't imagine what that phone call was or that conversation they had after that game because Izzo doesn't seem like a guy that gingerly goes into things. This feels like Paul Davis is a big guy and Izzo's not that big. This feels like he made Paul Davis feel like he was this tall and just let him have it for a long time.
Yes. But you could just tell that look. I was just like, oh my gosh, we've all gotten that look from our dads.
Yeah.
That is golly. I was like, that hit home. But you know he got torn up after the game. And it'd be asked to leave. That's embarrassing. Former player right there on the floor. And then he acted like it was no problem. So whatever he said, he felt very confident about it. So regarding of how bad it was, he was totally fine with it.
Izzo's a guy that loves bringing his old players back, loves having them around. He wants that culture.
Absolutely.
And he loves and his players love him and go to war for him. And you can see that with the way he Davis has apologized and how he's just taking it on the chin. And I mean, that's just things get said in the heat of the moment. And I'm sure as a former player, you're like some of the team you love just going down, like it's not going well. You probably said something you didn't really mean, but I have no clue what he said. I don't really want to know exactly what he said because I don't really need it. But it must have crossed several lines because refs at the level at the Big Ten and stuff don't typically have bunny ears where they hear everything.
Yeah.
So it must have crossed.
But it was quick though.
couple.
He was just like, I mean, he was just like, no, absolutely, you know.
Yeah, and I mean like bury Paul Davis on the bench for that one, like getting tossed in a game. That's when you're not playing, and that's very embarrassing.
Yes, yeah, very embarrassing. Yeah, that's something you never want to see happen to anybody. But it sounds like Paul Davis deserved it. So, but you know what we deserve? To go clean up this ball game that our teammates.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch y'all next blowout.
See y'all.